Hello there, Katie and all. So here's your new flight box, and you're saying, but what's going on? Well, here we have a couple of 1/8 inch rails that are going to slide our various drawers here. So coming back into our isometric, and let's start with layer 1 is all of our lines and a few surfaces. Pictures, that is all the data that you had given me before, and so they're on the pictures layer. Now we start getting to the fun stuff. So I'm going to start with layer 2, which I moved down there. Here's our sides, and looking at it from our front, aircraft front of course. Forgot to line that up a little bit there. And then layer 3 is the glue drawer. So looking at that by itself, what I had done there from your original data was I bumped this guy down 1/4 of an inch so it's all flush. I'm assuming that butt joints are just fine, no need for tabs because there's not a lot of strength. It's an accessory drawer, and epoxy is strong, right? Haha, yeah, we knew that. And here's our handle. Tolerance, of course, within the millionths of an inch. Hiding that, taking a look at the front and our left side. There's all of our drawers, and we see the alignments there as far as they're all lining up this way. Layer 5 is our little fellas there for the handles. Little glue tab. I was wondering if we could go to say 1/8 of an inch, but hey, I ran it all with 1/4 inch, so good enough, right? So get those little fellas out of the way, and there's some surfaces. Oh yeah, the group. Nope. That group needs to go on layer 1. There we go. And that brought us up to layer 4, and then layer 5. Come on, get out of the way there. Oh, 5. Now we're going up to layer 6. There's our drawers. So let's take one of these fellows that's a group, and we will do what the strong engines like SolidWorks and Blender and all those guys can do. And make sure that that's only on the Y. So that's a 0. And a 0. And enter. Watch that little guy bump now. Just like sliding the drawer open as in real life. And we now can scooch in. I'll use the arrow key button here. Maybe not. There we go. And there's 15. either 15 or 30 thousandths. I remember that one clearance I gave was, oh, the 16th of an inch is over here on the glue drawer, and the 30 thousandths clearance, you can see here on these gaps right there that one is twice as wide as the other, because I was too lazy to change the sides and all that. I can mod that down to 30 thousandths if you think that other little scooch is necessary. And anyway, we'll just keep him like that. And turn on our other layers again. And isometric. And the fun part, here we go with the fun part, is your battery box. Ooh, I need to punch a couple of holes in this top plate so we have electricity being able to go there. So let's put a couple of these. I'll go select all curves and layer 1, apply. This guy was a group. And showing this fellow only, because I think it's because of this angle that this guy was sitting on. Anyway, the one on the bottom has a 2-degree bevel, as we see on our dovetails there. So a little bit of hammering is going to be involved in that in the assembly, but I think that your Gigantor battery is basically going to like it. Now this one was done earlier, so anyway, that's one of the bugs, situations, whatever. I don't know if we want to call it a bug or operational condition, because I know when I did the video for the version 8, that when some stuff was copied, it didn't want to behave nicely on the dovetail tool, and there's some strange behaviors there. So anyway, that's basically what it all looks like. And taking that group, okay, we'll hide that group, and that fellow, showing him only without the front cover. Take a quick peek there, and that's the kind of dado, I'm sorry, I'm saying the wrong word again. Dovetails is going on there. And I figured, well, let's give it some strength, but let's give it some simplicity too. And all of the dimensions are all locked in as far as the clearance. There's minus, I think it's the 16th of an inch is up here on this surface. So when the drawer closes, it's going to stop up here on this intersection, or rather this intersection, come flush with that front door here before it bangs into the back end. And that's basically, let's look at it from the front for a moment. Oops, I'm sorry. Looking at how I'm going to anchor this battery box, of course your battery is, your main driver battery is going to sit down here, and I've got a big huge loop. The customer is going to have to sand that little bit of the square stock off. And let's move. We don't have to move. We just have to, we'll show those only. And then, coming into the isometric, the way I have it planned is you'll just simply drop it in with a, yeah, let's go ahead and hide that. Oops. You'll just simply drop that in, that oversized height slot, and this bottom surface here is going to be your termination. And then as it rests, of course, gravity doing its thing, everything is just going to be basically hanging right there. And there's 265 for the 1/4 inch thickness on that slot. And those are the kind of tolerances. I know everything's going to work out. It's going to be nice and snug and very light sanding and good enough for the laser cutter to, let's suppose he comes up with an 8/1000ths kerf. He's still going to have 8/1000ths of clearance as far as the way the whole part's going to go together. And then the same 265 is going on with these pockets here. And going back to show all, and now the next thing that's going to happen here is I'll be copying everything to a laser file and explode all the parts and put them out on the flat plane, and we'll have us a the laser file for all the pieces exploded out on the flats. So there you go, Katie. Now it's a matter of how many units are going to be sold. So Robbie, you're up for it. Oh, the dimensions on this was 5.5 by 3.5 by 5. I figured that was enough space, and then you can put your stuff in there once I punch that other couple of holes in there. And that way batteries can nestle in there, and if you want to put your secret stash of tie-down stakes and flying ribbons and buttons and first place prizes, you can tuck them into that little corner. And then, of course, if there's a LiPo emergency, it's good for quick release, too. We don't want the whole thing going up in flames, just in case. So there you have it. Torment you later.